delegated healthcare activity is an activity that a regulated healthcare professional, such as a nurse or occupational therapist, delegates to a paid care worker or personal assistant. Together with partners, we've co-developed voluntary guiding principles to support person-centered, safe and effective delegation of healthcare activities. This is the second of 4 videos showing how each principle can work in practice. Principle 2. Making sure everyone understands the rules they have to follow.
You are essentially training PAs that probably aren't medically trained to do a medical task. So having rules is crucial to keep everybody safe and everybody covered if something went wrong. When I get new PAs, we do 3 intense training days along with continued shadowing for as long as they need until I feel safe and they feel safe with it all. Making sure you always touch base and you always check in formally is really important, and make sure your PAs know, please tell me, even if you think it might upset me or might make my life difficult, you have to tell me so then we can find a resolution.
It can be life-threatening if something's done in the wrong way, or corners are cut, or you haven't properly judged if someone's either confident or competent enough to actually do the task. So making sure that you do have those kind of minimum standards for people to uphold is vitally important. If the standards weren't followed and my autonomic dysreflexia does kick in very quickly, it literally is as quick as clicking your fingers. If it's not treated in under an hour, it can be fatal. And so I think those are the sorts of things that I try and instill in all of my PAs, just to be vigilant and on the lookout for it, and then hopefully by doing that it reduces the chances of it happening. With things like the catheter, particularly if PAs haven't necessarily done a change for a while, I do actually have a dummy mannequin that they can practice on, and they can do as many changes on that as they like, rather than having to use me as a pin cushion.
Respecting each other's boundaries and space, particularly if you have 24-hour support, which I'm still getting used to, just making sure that you respect the PA's boundaries and your own boundaries of when you want, just making sure that we have open communication, really. I think that's the key.
With the support workers and PAs that I use, I will sit down and have a one-to-one. And I've got some rules that I'll obviously explain to them. And we'll have a conversation regarding it if they don't understand anything, if they've got any questions. We could really integrate, make sure that we're on the same page, and then we've got an agreement that they actually have to sign to say they've understood them. We then inform the management. And if obviously they don't follow those rules, they could get a warning. They can actually get into trouble for that. And we'll talk to management and we'll say they're not following the rules, for example. With person-centered care, it's really important that you respect those rules.